Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to get this opportunity to be able to address everyone. My name is Sibusiso Leope. I'm originally from Molechakapao in Limpopo. I grew up in Tembisa, and I grew up like everybody else that is here. I grew up in Trata. I grew up in Fridge ko gae, resna TV. Re TV ka mo next door. I grew up having to buy 2 liters of cold drink and remove the label around it. Re kenye metsi re be ko green dressing so that ntjasa ka mo next door is katla ka mo gae di tlo senya. I grew up when ko gae they started buying a fridge. There was only cheese, le polone, kgwedi e fedile. Other than that, the rest of the month there's just le botlolo la metsi, eiye, anyanisi, le botlolo le barking le cup engwe so tletse mafura mangatile so. Le nna ke gole re sna area le ne re sna DSTV no go sna mabone ko location ne go sna skontiri area ya rona for TV ba ba gola ba lebeletse TV ne le area le so ya hanger. I don't know if you guys know a hanger, right? That used to be a hanger but namala mo di mantlu lokisa mo re batlo lebella ditaba mane camera right nga go left ba minja right. I grew up under that environment, ladies and gentlemen, and I grew up in the township school. I went to Elamlambo, I went to CPU High Primary School, I went to Madibatlo, I went to Tembisa High School, I went to Central Secondary School, Kopitora. I've never been to a school with white people. I've never been blessed enough to have the opportunity to go study in a private school. I've never had the opportunity to go study at a multiracial school. With just like everybody else has. And I do know that my predecessors and my elders, they've had it more worse than I have. But I also consider myself very blessed because they say everybody in this world has got 24 hours. We all have 24 hours. It doesn't matter whether it's a bishop, it doesn't matter whether it's a president, it doesn't matter whether it's Beyonce, it's Rihanna, it doesn't matter who it is. We all have 24 hours. But the question is, how are you using your time? A lot of people, they make a lot of mistakes because they use their time not wisely. And those people are young people. I've been a young person for a while, and I'm just at the end of the calendar. I'm 35 years old. In 3 months' time, I'm turning 36. Okay, but I've been a young person for far long enough to tell you how young people think because I work with young people. I've been setting trends in this country. I've been following trends. I've created brands. I've helped people become superstars themselves. I've been able to use my blessings to bless other people. And as a young person who's a part of this country, I'm really proud of the role that I've been able to play. But the difference with me is that I refuse to fit in. From I refuse to fit in. Even till today, coming from an entertainment background and everybody's doing their own thing, which is a beautiful thing, we're all blessed, and all my peers are just doing this one thing, all of them, I just decided not to fit in, to do my own thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that I'm better, it's not that I'm better than other children, it's not that I'm more educated than other children, but it's because I understand that in one day, there's only 24 hours and I have to use those 24 hours wisely. What are you doing your time? What are you doing with your time? I'll ask it for the third time. What are you doing with your time? You know, Will Smith says something amazing. He says, if you're not living your life to bless other people or to make somebody else's life better, you're wasting your time on earth. What are you doing with your time? Ladies and gentlemen, they say success is a matter of choice, not a matter of chance. Who you are, who you hang around with is who you become. But to show me your friends, I can tell you your future. You see, a lot of young people don't get to do well because of the people that have decided to surround themselves with. And the reason why I say that, I'm one of them. I've made those mistakes even though Sicily had blessed me. I was young. I went out, I did a lot of parties and it was nice. We used to go out and all these things that we used to do. But I was blessed and I started getting into the entertainment industry. I started doing well. I started getting a little bit of fame and I thought I was popular. I thought I was the man. And I'm always surrounded with these people. But guess all the time, who gets to pay the bill? Guess all the time, everybody or all the time when we're hanging out, whose house are we hanging around in? Who's the one that has surrounded himself with the yes man? Who's the one that is all the time must be called Nangabek Yoba Mnandi? Who's the one that has just surrounded himself with all these people that are just taking? Nobody's adding value. And then I just had one day when I had to have an epiphany. An epiphany is when I had to decide to promote, demote, or either delete. When I had that epiphany and I was sitting down, I was just thinking, I just knew that God was speaking to me because I just had to change my life. Because if I continued with the way that I was continuing, I don't think I'll be standing here in front of all of you, ladies and gentlemen, today. But I decided to change my life. I decided to become a better person who lives a life of purpose. And it's a beautiful thing because yes, a lot of us young people are like, yeah, but King, I'm living my life most then. I'm like, but come on, guys. Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook. What are you doing with your 24 hours as a young person? And I stand here beside you, ladies and gentlemen, who are my leaders, people that are academics, people that are leaders in government, in business, and all these different places, and all these entrepreneurs. I'm just in the same boat as you. I've lost a lot of money. I've been rejected so many times that I'm immune to rejection. I knock on so many doors myself too. I go to so many government departments. I pitch brilliant, awesome, great ideas. I get rejected. I get all these doors shut in my face all the time, just like everybody else. Well, guess what? Stop whining and crying and say, hey, government, I see. That's just how life works. We all get those doors shut in our faces. But what determines or what defines a successful man with an unsuccessful man, successful people never give up. I never give up. I've started the first 100% black-owned energy drink in the country. I've got like 9 years experience in running a non-profit organization. I look at these people when they speak, there's just wisdom comes out of their mouth. And I think about my peers back in the music industry. And I think some of us that are leaders within that space, we need to be able to go back to the younger ones and teach them what life is all about, because it's not all about turning it up. I can go on the whole day, ladies and gentlemen, but you're looking at a man here who's sick and tired, or who was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Even right now, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just got suspended by my favorite radio station that I work for promoting my drink on stage, in the very same stage where people were talking about Gucci's and Louis Vuittons and talking about Mayweather fights, but I was talking about a local brand. Well, it just so happens that I own it. It's the very same thing. You stand on the red carpet. Who are you wearing? You're wearing Louboutin. Who are you wearing? No, this is Tom Ford. It's the very same thing. This is Mo Fire. It just so happens that it's my brand because I decided to be an owner. I was sick and tired of being a consumer, and I'm a producer. With or without you, I'm going to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's change our mindsets and start producing things. Yeah? I'm going to have to close it off because if I start speaking, I'm going to go on the whole day. But I'm a social entrepreneur. I want to look at things when other people see problems. Me and this team here, we see solutions. As I'm about to wrap it up, I know that time is going. I just want to be proud and tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I run an education foundation. This is one of our mentees. Come here, Zongala boy. His name is Masilo. He's 18 years old. There are a couple of others at the back. A lot of the time you'll see me with young people. There's a reason why. Because when I had all these people that were around me and we used to have a lot of time and everything, I really realized, ladies and gentlemen, that I was just surrounded with a lot of clowns and I was running a circus. So you got a lot of clowns around you, or are you going to start promoting, demoting, or deleting? So once I made that decision, I started surrounding myself with young people so I can serve and help them. You know, one great man, Tony Gasson, says, when you live in your money, when you live in your life as money is your motive, you'll always be lacking. But if purpose is rooted in service or serving, then money chases you. You can't get away from it. The little success that I thought I had at the time does not compare with the blessings that I have today. Because now I don't chase money anymore. I just want to live my purpose. When I live my purpose, when I run SLAF, our education foundation, when I run a company called Leadership 2020 where we do seminars, we release books. All the books are becoming bestsellers. You've got great leaders like Dr. Tim Tebelos, one of the most amazing gentlemen that I've decided to choose as a mentor of mine from a distance. And I just started seeing him warming up to the work that we're doing because he can see that it's godly work. It doesn't have to be in a church, but all the wisdom that you're getting from the church, what are you doing with it out there? If your business is not filled with God's word, if your business is just a business, I doubt it's still going to be around in the next 5 or 10 years. You got to live a life of purpose. Are you making somebody else's life better? Well, I'm a young person who's standing here today to tell you that I'm living my purpose. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't wait for government myself. I understand and I realize that for me to go to where I want to go, I need to start surrounding myself with the right people. And you know, I remember I was blessed and I was winning awards, Body Sama, Body Metro FM Music Awards. But I look at lately, the type of accolades that I've been getting, totally amazing. I mean, I'm really blessed. Just a few months ago, got the 2014 South Africa Most Inspirational Entrepreneur, Role Model of the Year. I'm starting to see these accolades and these awards that I'm getting and these blessings. I'm like, these blessings are actually way bigger than those blessings. Because I look at all the work that I'm doing, released a book, it's a best-selling book. You get an opportunity to be able to be in the same room with Dr. Tebane, with Dr. Mlapo, with Pastor Zondo. You get to be in the same room with the ministers. You're like, wow. So when I started living my purpose and serving, these are the type of people that are now around me. Automatically, like it just happens on its own. The universe makes it happen that all of that gravitates towards you because you're living a life of purpose. And that's the reason why a lot of us, the problem is that we don't get to succeed because we're relying and waiting on the government or waiting for a tender. Well, I'm here to tell you today that I didn't wait all my life. And my latest venture as well, I didn't wait. I got together with 7 other entrepreneurs who are totally amazing, who are more way smarter than I am. 3 females and 5 guys and 2 PhDs amongst us and 3 MBAs, and I'm currently studying towards my MBA program through Henley Business School, which is a part-time program. And I just look at the people that I work with, all these great brains, legal people, chartered accountants, and we've put together the first 100% black-owned energy drink in the country. This is the first. Yes, this is the first. Believe it or not, this is the first. And I stand here as a proud ambassador of the minister's office, the Minister of Small Business, because as much as you always get opportunities and you're waiting for the government to give you those big opportunities, you have to make it happen for you to get people to gravitate towards your ideas. I didn't go knocking on their doors. I didn't know the minister will be here today. Dr. Tim Tebeila called me this morning and said, Mfana, I'm inviting you to the house of God for you to be there today. Now the minister is here, and I'm already claiming as an ambassador for small business to say, I didn't wait for them to fund me first. I invested my own money with 7 other partners of mine, which we've pumped in here, 1.8 million so far. That's why you're seeing what was in my head as an idea is now in my hands. And what is in my hands today will be in your stomach in a couple of weeks' time. You drink all of them, Red Bull, Monster, Dragon, they are all not from here. Over 30 billion leaves this country and goes overseas because they're not off. You need to be brave enough to say, I'm going to start the first one. And no, you don't need the government to start the first one. I know I'm getting cut short, but ladies and gentlemen, when I say Mo, everybody in the house, you guys need to remember, I was so blessed. I was in the entertainment industry, music business. I ran an independent record label. You know, ran the business wrong. Sometimes, you know, you spoil yourself and buy sports cars. And you learn the hard way because you start losing money just when you thought you were the man, you had arrived. But you're actually not the man. You're living in nightclubs, it's all good. You've got like models. You're turning it up, it's champagne. And at the time, one in their 20s thought that was the life. And trust me, today I look back and I'm like, no, that was not the life. But you know, they say failure is a teacher, and there's always God out there. And I look at my life today as a 35-year-old who's the father of a beautiful baby girl named Morato, and I'm really proud of the people I've decided to surround myself with. Look at who I am. I've headlined music shows, I've won multiple awards over and over. I've really been blessed in my life. But I really thought it's all good and nice and just that's success, but it wasn't success. I was young and dumb, making stupid decisions. And the friends that were around me at the time, whom always would have to pay the bill, they disappear. They're on the phone all of a sudden, and things are getting lost in my house sometimes. People are leaking information to the media. I'm getting negative articles written about me all the time out there, and people thinking I'm a bad guy out there, but it's the very same people I've surrounded myself with. I was running a circus because Les Brown says OPP, only positive people. Repeat after me. Say it with me. OPP is only positive people. Albert Einstein says, imagination is a preview of life's forthcoming attractions, right? What you think, what you say is what you attract. TBT, people on social media, they go hashtag TBT, Throwback Thursday. For me, it's thoughts become things. But for thoughts to become things, you have to act, which is ACT, action changes things. And that's the type of person that I am. I don't care who says what about me. Your opinion doesn't. The reason why I'm standing here is because people's opinions of me don't matter.